First, I give honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Wamalak, Yahushua. That's Yahweh, been in the name of the dear Holy Father, and His Son, Yahweh Shah, the only begotten, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His brother Donovan, Soldier Razatot. We got a Soldier Hosea, man, on the camera, man. Shalom to brothers and sisters that's going to tune in, man. It's another Thursday night, man, another edification for the nation, man. Shalom to brothers and sisters, like I said, that's going to tune in, that will tune in. I just please pray that this class is going to be edifying to y'all. And I just hope we continue to get the increase, man. The title of the class is Lust Doeth Rust the Just. Lust Doeth Rust the Just. Man, because lately, man, what's just been going on is just a lot of lust, man, whether it's been spiritually or physically. And it's a lot of things that we got to tackle as a nation. Guess what? Knowing what we used to do in the world, coming into the truth, things that was approved of the Most High God and things that were not approved to the Most High God. These are things that we kind of got to fix with one another, do the things that's happy and pleasing to the Most High God, as we always stay in keeping His commandments. And we know that we are the just. We know we are the meek, and we're going to inherit the earth. But the thing is, we'll never do it if we continue to dwell in lust, man. So the first precept we're going to get is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 11. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me good, man. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 11.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and verse 11.
Bring it out.
Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles, shall there...
Hold on. Start at verse 9.
Verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
So guess what, man? Regardless of what you try to say, because the next precept we're going to pull is going to prove the things, because a lot of us say, well, the devil made me do it, or, oh, why would the Lord make me do this? The Lord made me do this. The Lord made me do that. Guess what? This is you. So guess what? Whether it been lust, whether it been fornication, whether it been murder, adultery, idolatry, whatever it is, the Most High God hates that, and He hates you if you're doing it, if you're dwelling in that sin, right? Read on.
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
So guess what? Regardless of whatever you have done, right? Whether you lay with another woman to defile her, whether a woman lay with a man, so that you, guess what? Anything that y'all go through, right? If you worshiping another idol, if you feel like your own self, you create yourself as your own image to be an idol. It says you're going to be punished together with him that made it. So guess what? Whether it been made by your hands, guess what? It made by Jerubbaal, right? With the fake image of Christ. Whether it been that tall ass stone that's over there in Israel, or what is it? Whatever it is. Guess what? Whatever these things is, whatever you made that's not approved to the Most High God, whatever that it is that you lust after, it says you're going to be punished together with him that made it, right? Read on.
Verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles.
Because guess what? All these things and all these woes that's been coming upon us, all these idols is of the Gentiles, man. We were given the law. We were told to keep the law from the beginning all the way into the end. But guess what? Through the lust and the things that we seen the Gentiles and the other nations do, now guess what? Oh, now we want to do it like them. Dang, I see them doing this, and let me do it like that. But guess what? The Most High God never ordained it for you to be like that, man. For you to do these things that you ought not to, right? Read on.
Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation.
Because guess what? He's going to come upon every one of them too. Guess what? All them idols, guess what? That Jerubbaal, that damn stone, that damn fat Buddha. Guess what? All these things that they done devised and they done created with man's hands, the Most High God and His Son gonna visit the things, man. And whether you be worshiping them things when the time of threshing come, guess what? You gonna get what you get. Guess what? Lust was made through these things, right? Guess what? Fornication, adultery, right? Envying, strife, all these things, doctrines that's not coherent with the Bible. All these things were made out of lust. Guess what? Ultimately through the Gentiles. Why? Because we was given the Most High God, man, and His Son. We was given the full understanding of this Bible. But whenever we go out our ways to try to seek out more things, to try to learn more things, to try to do more, that's when we fall into this loop, right? Read on.
Because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination.
Read that again, man.
Because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination.
Man, guess what? You become an abomination, man. Guess what? An abomination, that's something to hate. Man, if you got something that's abominable, man, guess what? The abominable snowman, man, it's a big, ugly thing, man. Guess what? Never to want to be seen. You don't want to bring it out. Guess what? It kind of shelters itself, man. That thing is something that the Most High God is not proud of, man. Read on, man.
And stumbling blocks to the souls of men.
Man, because that's all these things are, man. Guess what? Lust is a stumbling block to all men. Guess what? And to women. Guess what? Lust gets us in a lot of trouble, man. Whether it been lusting after a female, lusting after a man. Guess what? Even lusting after, guess what? Having authority. Lusting having, oh, I want to have the biggest camp. I want to have the biggest this. I want to have the biggest house. I want to have the baddest women. All these things is lusting after these things, right? Even when you lusting after, guess what? Trying to have more knowledge in the Most High God, man. Going beside yourself to try to seek out deeper knowledge that you don't need to, that you ought not to. All of these things, man, create stumbling blocks to the souls of men. Why? Because you occupied therein more than anything else, man. You're not worried about how to get salvation no more, man. Now you're worried about, I need the most people under me. I need the most money. And, man, guess what? Forget it. I'll bring everybody in as long as I get the benefit, man. You forget the mission, man. Read on.
And a snare to the feet of the unwise.
Man, come on now. Guess what? Like a bear trap, man. Guess what? You the one, you seen this thing. Countless of days, countless of weeks. Oh, that's a trap right there. Let me walk around it. Let me walk around it. Guess what? Not like a straight and narrow path, man. You knew the right path to go on. But guess what? When you start going out your way, start lusting after these things, start to falling around these things, now you fall into the snare, man. But you would only fall into the snare when you become unwise, man. Read on, all right?
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Because guess what? That was the beginning of all these things, man. Guess what? That was the first thing. That was like one of the first sins that was ever created on the earth was spiritual fornication, man. Guess what? Adam had everything, man. He had all the understanding of the Bible. Eve was meant to do things superior. Look, guess what? Inferior to him, lower than him, right? Guess what? She got other information. She got other things from the idols. What?
Box in a way.
It is?
Like
the top? Okay. You want to go move that mud? I'll read it. Yeah. But guess what? It says, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, man. Guess what? The first thing, man, guess what? You want to be able to teach, man. Women want to be able to teach. The man want to be able to lead a whole congregation. Don't want to be led by nobody. Don't want to be taught. All of these things are the beginning of spiritual fornication, man, because we forget whose household it is, man. It's the Most High's. Guess what? Who's going to be the lawgiver? Who's going to be the one to gather everybody up under him? That's Christ, man. These are things we can never lose sight of. And whenever we do, whenever we think we can go above our means, whenever we feel like we can go out the way and do whatever we want, like there's no charge to anything, that's when we fall into this spiritual fornication, man. I'm reading on, man. It says, in the invention of them are the corruption of life, man. So guess what? These things that was invented upon the earth is the things that corrupted us from the beginning, man. Hearing other idols, because guess what? When you hear idols, guess what? It comes with a way of life. Now you want to live like a so-called African, man. Now you want to live like a so-called Moabite, an Ammonite, man. Damn Japhite. You want to live like these people now. Guess what? We know that, hey, we glory the Grecians best of all, right? We want to live like everybody except ourselves. And then we fall into that lust of these things to wanting to be like them. Now I'm walking around with blonde hair. Now I'm walking around worshiping Jerubbaal, a so-called white man on a damn stick, man. Right. Now we falling into all these things. Why? Because of our own lust, man. And guess what? Nobody put that lust on you except yourself, man. Most of our God tell you, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, he'll never put nothing on you that you can't find a way out. But it's on you to find that way, man. Let's go to the next precept, man. Let's go to James chapter 1, verse 12. It's one of my favorite precepts, man. Because it's going to tell you, man, because a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters try to make excuses for the things that they do, man. Guess what? Whether it been a spiritual fornication, guess what? Whether it been a physical fornication, man, or anything that your lust and your heart desires, man. You try to make an excuse, try to make a way out. Like the Most High don't know these things. But you can lie to brothers and sisters, but you can never lie to the Most High, nor the angels who's keeping track of these things, right? But read that.
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
Blessed is the man that endured temptation.
Read that again, all right?
Blessed is the man that endured temptation.
Man, it says, blessed is the man that endured temptation, man. Because guess what? These is trying times right now, man. Guess what? Not only for certain brothers or certain sisters, but for everybody, man. Captains, deacons, bishops, officers. Everybody's going through a trying time right now. Guess what? Whether it been, guess what? You might be bumping heads with your wife, might be bumping heads with certain brothers. Guess what? You might not be trying not to bump heads with a sister that you're trying to prove, or a sister like this. But guess what? You fall into these things, you fall into your own lust, or guess what? You might be battling, trying to not read a certain book. certain not to do these certain things, trying not to gather all this information and wisdom and turn it against your camp leader or turn it against one of these things and try to bring people towards you, right? But guess what? It says, blessed the man that endured temptation, man. You're going to have spirits going to and from the earth, man. Right now, as the world is ramping up, we know World War III is here, man. Guess what? The things that's going out there in Gaza and Israel and Ekron, all these things is prophesied in the Bible. You don't think these spirits finna go out here and there and to and from to try to get as many people as they can? Think about it. Them spirits is doing their job to get the 2/3 locked in, man. And you got to do your job to be the 1/3, that 144,000. You don't think right now these is trying times, man? Read that again, huh?
Blessed is the man that endured temptation.
But you blessed when you endure that temptation, man. When you take it on the chin and you keep going, man. Guess what? A brother might offend you. And you might be like, damn, I can respond like this. I can respond like that. But guess what? You don't. You stay in the spirit. Guess what? That was a temptation that you beat, man. Guess what? You tempted to talk back to your husband. Guess what? Husbands, you tempted to rule over your wife, man, like a lion, man. You tempted to do all these things, man. Go off and freak off in the night, man. To go, guess what? Go mess over with your God, man. Because guess what? Even that you do a physical lust with another partner, you still doing spiritual lust, man. Against your holy father, man. Your father said, be ye holy to me. You can't defile yourself, man. That's the first person you cheating on when you go about it doing whatever, man. You cheating on your father, man. Read on, huh?
For when he is tried,
So when you is tried, right?
he shall receive the crown of life.
When you pass, man, you're going to receive the crown of life. What's that, man? That's heaven, man. That's the best thing that you could wish for right now, especially in these times, man. Because these is trying times. Read on, huh?
Which the Lord had promised to them that love him.
Because guess what? That's another shot, man. Because guess what? Who does he love? We know he loves the children of Israel. How do we show the love back? 1 John 5:3, man. We know these things by keeping his commandments. Who got his commandments? Israelites, man. And that's it. That's how you know who he's talking to in all these epistles, man. Read on, now.
Let no man say when he is tempted,
But guess what? Don't let no man or no sister say when you get tempted, right? Read.
I am tempted of God.
Because guess what? God ain't do that, man. God ain't put you through that. God ain't the one that made you go off. God ain't the one who put that strange doctrine on you, man. God is not the one. He is not the author of confusion, man. We know these things, man. It said, let no man when he is tempted. I am tempted of God. Don't say that. Don't even let that come out your lips, right? Read on.
For God cannot be tempted with evil.
Read that again. Right?
For God cannot be tempted with evil.
Guess what? If you in the power of Yahweh and you keeping these commandments, you can't be tempted by anything, man. You can't just walk up and be like, damn, how do you beat this world? How do you get over the lust? How do you get over the fornication? Now, that's not to say that it's not hard, man. Because guess what? It is hard. That's why he said you got to endure the temptation. That was the first thing he said. You have to endure temptation. But he said, now, if you don't do it, don't try to put it on me now. Because guess what? Now you're falling into your own thing. He said, because me, he said, I can't be tempted with evil, right? This Bible can't be tempted with evil, right? Read on.
Neither tempted he any man.
Because guess what, man? He going to make it even plain, man. He said, I ain't tempt you. Don't even put that on me. Don't even let your mouth fix to say that I tempted you to do anything, man. The only thing I told you to do is keep my laws, statutes, commandments, and live, man. According to what's that, Proverbs 7:2? He said, keep my commandments and live, man. And keep my laws the apple of thine eye, right? Read on, now.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
Of his who?
Of his own lust.
Guess what? Of your own lust, man. His brothers and sisters tempted and led away from all these things, man. Guess what? Most High God can't be tempted with evil, man. If you keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your abilities, you being that just man, that just woman, that Proverbs 24:16 person, guess what? You can't be tempted with certain evils like this, man. But he said, when you do, hey, you drawn away of your own lust now. Guess what? Now you don't depart from the Most High God. Guess what you said? You looked at him, and guess what you said to his son? Guess what? Hey, crucify yourself again. Let me go ahead and go do a lust. Let me get some grace, and then let me go ahead and go do this, what I got to go do, and I'll come back to you. That's the first person you cheating on when you commit any of these things, man. Come on now. That's a spit in the face to his son to come in and die for us, man. For us to willingly know the things that we're doing and choosing to go back to these things, man. Read on now.
When he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
Because guess what? You're drawn away from your own lust, right? But then again, you enticed, man. Because guess what? It take two to do the thing, man. It take two to do the do. We know this. Because guess what you entice with? The ways of this world, man. You might have a situation to where, guess what, you might have been lusting after that in the world. You good, you in the truth, you chilling, you big shaloming. But guess what, when you get slow, when you get stagnant in this truth, you ain't studying enough, you ain't praying enough, you ain't fasting enough. Now you enticed, man. Now you led away. Now you led astray. And now guess what? Now you fell off, man. But guess that's what Most High God sent his son to give us this grace. But guess what? This grace is not a time to play with this thing, man. Read on now.
Then, when lust had conceived,
Because guess what? When read it again, my bad.
Then, when lust had conceived,
Guess what? When lust has conceived, right? Because guess what? Now you done got away from this thing now. Now you in it. It said when lust has conceived. We know when conceived, that means you having a baby, right? Guess what? When you conceiving, that means you doing the work of it, right? Now lust got you. It got you, man. It's doing the do with you. Hey, man, it's getting kind of nasty with you. What lust has doing to you, right? It said when lust has conceived, right? Read.
it bringeth forth sin.
It what?
It bringeth forth sin.
Because now that's, guess what? Lust done got you. You enticed. Guess what? Now you in sin, man. You done departed from the Most High God, man. You in full-blown sin, right? Read on.
And sin, when it is finished.
Guess what? When you done doing all your lusting, all the things that you done did, right? Whether it been spiritually or physically, right? It said when it is finished, whenever you doing whatever, because guess what? It's going to let you finish it. It's going to let you do whatever you got to do. Guess what? If you've been lusting after a brother, you've been lusting after a sister, or you've been, guess what? You've been wanting to go hard on your husband or go hard on your wife, or guess what? Get all this wisdom and knowledge and understanding so that you can be superior than somebody. When you finish with all this, read,
bring it forth death.
It what?
Bring it forth death.
Because guess what, man? That death can be physical. Guess what? He can hit you with all types of AIDS and diseases. But guess what? It's a spiritual thing too, man. You want to gather all this wisdom and understanding. And guess what? You ain't using it to nothing profitable for the kingdom. Guess what? Now you spiritually dead, man. You don't know nothing no more. Guess what? Now the so-called Negroes ain't even Negroes no more. Guess what? It was no slavery. It wasn't none of these things no more. Guess what? You're not Deuteronomy 28. You don't fit that description no more, somehow. You don't fit none of these curses no more. Guess what? Now you're not even your kings. You ain't a king no more. A sister ain't even a princess no more. You're just a normal old thought or whatever the case is, man. But that's what happened when you let lust overrule you, man. You let that flesh beat you down to where you feel so weak. And now you entice. Now you done conceived with lust. Now you with lust. Guess what? You gave up on the Most High God. Now you with lust. They said it's going to bring forth sin. And then when you finish with it, it's going to bring forth death, man. Man, I'm telling you, man. But read 16.
Do not err.
Read that again, man.
Do not err.
He's telling you. He said he going to tell you all this stuff because he know the thoughts of men, man. He know everything that the heart and everything that can devise, man. Anything wicked, anything clean and pure, he know it all. So he told you what's going to happen if you tempt it. He going to tell you what's going to come to it. But then he said, do not err, man. Do not let this be your downfall, brother or sister. Guess what? Do not let it be the end of you. Regardless, he said, do not err, man. Read.
Do not err, my beloved brother.
Who is he talking to, man? He talking to you, Israel. He talking to you, brother. He talking to you, sister. He said, do not err, man. He said, I know everything you're going to do. I'm going to tell you all of this, man. He said, do not err, man. Don't mess up. Man, I'm telling you, without Christ, man, I don't understand how brothers and sisters don't understand. Hey, you need the New Testament, man. We needed Christ to die for us, man. Because without that, it is what it ended at. Bringeth forth death. That's it. But now I say, do not err. Because he know you're going to do this. He know you're going to fall into lust. Because why? We still in these lustful bodies, man. We still in these things. We still in this carnal and dirty flesh. But that don't mean we have a license to do these things, man. But that's why I say do not err, man. If you fall, that's why I said the lust. That's why the title of my class, it says the lust doeth rust the just, man. What's just? Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go to Proverbs, man. Chapter 24, verse 16. Man, because that's the title of this class, man. Because guess what? We can't be more holier than thou, too, at the same time, man. Because being just to the Most High God and being just with man's eyes is two different things, man. And we finna read it when you get there.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
For a just man.
For a who?
For a just man.
Read.
Falleth 7 times.
Because guess what, man? He know you gonna fall in this thing, man. Whether it been in the truth or whether it been in the world. He know you gonna fall. He said for a just man, somebody who living right by him, is gonna fall, man. We're gonna get a couple of accounts. Guess what? King David fell, man. He was a just man. He was a man after the Lord's heart. Solomon was a just man, man. Guess what? Moses was a just man. But when they fell after their own lust, man, that's when the things came. Read,
For a just man falleth 7 times.
Right, man. You're gonna fall, right? But what you need to do, man?
And riseth up
You
again.
gotta get back up, man. You can't let it be your downfall. You can't let sin have dominion over you once it done beat you, man. That's why I say Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 10. It says, seek not death in the error of your ways, man. Don't punish yourself for these things. Get back up on your high horse. Keep going and seek the Lord 10 times harder, man. According to Luke 4 and 24, man. Seek the Lord, man. Go hard for the Most High God. Show him that the thing that you did beforehand, it'll never happen again, man. Guess what? That's what David did. He wrote the whole book of Psalms, man. Man, a full prayer to the Most High God, man. Anytime you read the little sub notes, it say prayer for this, prayer for that, man. That's what the Most High God put on David's spirit to do, man. But did it ever change the situation? No. He still got judged for that thing, man. But he took it cheerfully. And guess what? He took everything that came with it. And he still prayed and repented for that thing, man. But he said a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again. But what else?
But the wicked.
But the who?
But the wicked.
But the brothers and sisters who like getting enticed by lust. Guess what? Who see lust and kind of greed it, right? Because when you conceiving with lust, you both got to be in agreement, man. You like lust, lust like you, let's do the do, man. But guess what? When you like these things, when you like being in the state you is right now, it says, but the wicked, right? Read.
Shall fall into mischief.
Because guess what? You'll never get up from that decayed state, man. You'll continue to be physically dead and spiritually dead, man, for these things, man. Because it says lust going to bring forth death, man. Who's to say that, guess what? That woman that you so-called trying to freak off in the night with, man. Guess what? She got a husband. She got a boyfriend. And guess what? You got your fringes on. And she just had the dude bust in there and kill you, man. Now you on the news. They got a picture of you. You like this. With your fringes on. And they tell the story. Yeah, he was cheating on this, this and that. Is that something you want to be remembered by, man? Let's be for real. Because guess what? That's what a wicked person's going to do. That just man, once he messed up even texting a female, guess what? Even falling into these things, he's going to realize what he did. And he's going to get back up. And he ain't going to do that no more, man. Because it starts with your mind, man. Lust, it starts in your head. Let's get there. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 28, all right? Because guess what? The lust, hey, it ain't just the action, man. Guess what? It ain't just doing whatever it is. Guess what? Like I said, whether it be spiritual or physical, it starts right here. You got to think about something bad in order to do something bad. I've never known nobody who just known all the good, and all of a sudden they just shoot somebody. Something got the spark right there, man. Read that up.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 20.
Go 27, man.
And verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time.
This was written before in the Old Testament, right? Read.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
He said, do not commit adultery, right? We know adultery is when you physically doing these things, right? But read.
But I say unto you.
This is what Christ say. He said, I'm finna tell you something too. I'm finna add to it. Because guess what? I'm finna expound upon it, right? Read.
That whosoever looketh on a woman.
Pause right there. It said, whosoever what?
Looketh.
It said, looketh. Whosoever looketh upon a woman, right? Read.
That whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her had committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Because guess what, man? That's why Christ had to come and show us these things, man. It's not just a physical thing, man. It's a mental thing, man. It says, if you look upon a female to think about doing something with her, you already done did it, bro. You already did it. Because guess what? Guess what that lust gonna do? It's gonna conceive with you now. Now, guess what? It might not be, you might not finish that lustful act and that lustful thought right then. But when it's finished, it's gonna bring forth death, man. It's always gonna do that, man. The Most High God said it, and that's how it's gonna happen. I'm telling you, that's how the Bible works, man. It said, whoever you look at a female, that's it. You just gotta look at her and think about something. You already committed adultery, man. You already in sin. Already. You already did it in your heart. Sisters, the same exact thing, man. Guess what, brothers and sisters, man? If you feel like you got to be in the truth to just teach, to get all the precepts in the world, guess what? To be the leader of a congregation or be the head sister in charge, you already wrong, man. That's the lust inside itself right there, man. Because guess what? We in this thing to make it to the kingdom, man. To pick up other brothers and sisters, man. To build our family back to the marriage and to go to hell home. But guess what? He set up certain officers. Guess what? Certain leaders. Guess what? Over like how he did it before time, man. Captains over thousands, 5,000, 1,000, 10, 100. He set up these things. Why? Because there needs to be order. Why? Because we'll all be over here just lusting, man. Oh, I got all the precepts, man. I got all the understanding right here. Come to my house around 12 o'clock and let's go through some scriptures. Only you, your husband can't come. Guess what? You ain't no better than the Christian pastor at that point, man. Come on now. These are the things that we got to say, man. You got a precept, you got something out. Man, come on now. He said if you look after her, man, that's it. Man, that's kind of this. Man, that's man, damn. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Let's go to 2 Samuel, man. We weren't gonna get David, but gotta get it. Gotta get it, man. 2 Samuel chapter 11. We're gonna start at verse 2. Because guess what? Why Christ had to expound on this? Because guess what? Somebody did it already. Somebody did it before. That's why he said Romans 15:4, the things that was written aforetime were written for your learning, man. It's nothing new under this sun, man. Whatever you thinking about doing, whatever you done did in this truth, or whether it been in this world, somebody in this Bible done did it already. Somebody in this Bible already done did it. Might not have been the same exact situation, or might have been the same exact person, but they did the same exact thing that you doing, or that you thinking about doing. That's why he's giving you the laws and giving you the understanding so you can beat these things, man. So that you can endure the temptation and get the crown of life, man. 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 2.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, in an evening tide, that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house.
So David, he a king, man. He woke up, he kind of stretched out on his California king, or however big it was, guess with his Jerusalem king bed. Mm-hmm. He just got up, man. He finna go to the roof, man, and look down upon his people, right? Read.
And from the roof, he saw a woman washing herself.
So now David done seen a woman in there taking a bath, man. She in there, she in there getting good, man, getting all the parts, right? Read.
And the woman was very beautiful.
See, now guess what? And not only she was washing herself, he said, yeah, she was beautiful too, right? Read on.
To look upon.
Guess what? She was beautiful to look upon, meaning she was probably built really nice. Guess what? If our King David, guess what? A fair countenance man, right? A ruddy man. Guess what? The king. If he said she looked good, hey, I bet she looked good, man. Read on, huh?
And David sent and inquired after the woman.
And David said, hey, I need to come see about that right there. Read on.
And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?
Because guess what? He said, hey, man, I know her. Yeah, that's her, blah, 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 such and such. But that's somebody's wife, though, man. But read on.
And David sent messengers and took her.
But see, look, right there. That's the part. That's the part, man. Guess what? That was what we was reading in James chapter 1, verse 12. Guess what? He said, hey, I didn't make no type of evil, man. Guess what? He was given the warning first. He said, that's somebody's wife. Meaning she had a husband already. She was already put to somebody. But guess what? David, what did he do? He went after his own lust. He was enticed by her looks, man. He said she looked good. He heard the warning, but he enticed by his lust now. He done left the Most High, man. He left him. Now he said, I'm going after my own lust. That was said, when lust had conceived, and when it is finished, it bringeth forth death. But we gonna get it, right? Read, all right?
And she came in unto him, and he lay with her.
Straight like that. Who wouldn't want to lay with the king, man? Come on now. Read, all right?
For she was purified from her uncleanness.
Read on.
And she returned unto her house.
So after she done, man, come on now. King David done hit it and sent her back to the crib, bro. Come on, man. Probably looking back over there after she done showered, after, looking over the roof, man. Come on now. But, man, y'all got to look at this in the spiritual aspect, too, man. Don't look at this in the carnal thing. Think about the lust. But guess what? Mighty King David, man. The mightiest king. Guess what? So mighty, guess what? Christ, man, the Most High had Christ come out that lineage, man. Mighty. Still fell into the lust, man. Still fell, right? Read on, now.
And the woman conceived
Oh, man.
and sent and told David and said, I am with child.
Man, come on. Ain't this how it is today, man? You done gonna sleep with somebody else, girl. And now she said, I'm pregnant. And it's not by him. Come on, bro. Man, I'm telling you, David, come on now. But that's crazy, man. If this don't show you that this is us or this Bible, I don't know what it is, bro. She done called him up the next day. I'm pregnant. Come on, bro. If this ain't Israel, if this ain't us today, I don't know what it is, man. Read,
Verse 6, and David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David.
Man, then you gonna say, let me talk to the husband then. Man, come on, bro. Read,
And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered.
So now you just saying like, hey, man, look at all the stuff we doing, man. We good. We big chilling, man. Look at the war, man. We going good, going hard, right? Read.
And David said to Uriah, go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house. And there followed him a mess of meat from the king.
Read on.
But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord, and went not down to his house.
Man, because guess what, man? Guess what? Uriah, man, he did what the king commanded him and bidded him to do, man. He was a good servant to David, man. Guess what, man? He was a good soldier. But guess what? It don't matter, man. A woman can make a man fall out with anybody, man. That's how wicked these things are, man. The woman just gotta look good. That's it. And now you got a man lying. Full-blown sin. That's crazy, man. Read on,
Verse 10, and when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, comest thou not from thy journey? Why then didst thou not go down unto thine house?
So he asked him the question, right? Read.
And Uriah said unto David, the ark and Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink and to lie with my wife, as thou livest, and as thy soul liveth? I will not do this thing.
Man, come on, man. Uriah was down for the cause, man. Guess what he said, man? His people right now is encamped round about, man. Guess what? They got armies surrounding them, man. He said, man, am I going to go to my house and go live comfortably as I see my people struggling? He said, man, guess what? I'm going to be just like this, right? Read,
And David said to Uriah, tarry here today also, and tomorrow I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. And at evening he went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his lord, but went not down to his house.
Jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16. And it came to pass, when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew.
Matter of fact, go to 15. My bad.
Verse 15. And he wrote in the letter, saying, set Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle.
Come on, bro. He said, set him in the hottest battle, the one that's popping, man. Read,
and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die.
Man, come on, bro. That's wicked, man. He said, man, hey, he let him come in the crib. He don't let him chill. He don't let him thug with him a little bit. He said, hey, the next day, he said, hey, guess what? Send them to where they dying the most at, man. Send them right there. Put them in the front, too. Verse 16,
Verse 16. And it came to pass, when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that valiant men were.
Guess what? He knew all the craziest men right here. Where they fighting the hardest. Are they right here? All right, well, I'm finna send him right here, man. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let me get 1 Ezra chapter 4. And you start at verse 26.
4:26, I got you.
Well, verse 23.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 23. Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob.
To do what?
Goeth his way to rob.
So hey, this is going into like a like basically it was a conversation between three dudes, and one of the men was Jerubbaal, and they was talking about wine. They was talking about the king, and then Jerubbaal was talking about women, and he was talking about truth or whatnot. So it says, yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob. Read on.
And to steal.
And to what?
And to steal. To sail upon the sea and upon rivers.
Read on.
And looketh upon a lion and goeth in the darkness. And when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love.
To his what?
To his love.
So hey, this man is doing any and everything for his wife, man, or whoever he's like sleeping with or whatnot. But go ahead.
Verse 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father and mother.
So hey, because we know that's what Genesis say. Hey, a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave unto his wife. But go ahead.
Right. Yea, many there be that have run out their wits for women.
So hey, they went out their way. I'm talking about some things that you probably would never do if you was in your right mindset. But hey, once that love bug got you, man, hey, you'll do any and everything, man. You'll go to the moon if you can.
Hey, that's crazy. He said he run out their wits. They go crazy, man.
I'm tell you.
Come on now. When you witty, you think, man. He said you'll run out your wits, man. You'll go crazy for a female, man.
Cocoa for Cocoa Pussy. Read on.
It says, yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes.
Hey, for read on.
That's simps. That's simps.
All day, man.
That's a simp, man. And it says, and now do you not believe me? Is not the king great in his power?
Verse
Salaki, verse 27, Salaki.
Yeah.
Many also have perished.
Many also what?
Many also have perished.
So how many times have you seen on the news or like when you go look at social media or whatnot, how many men really lost their life over a woman, man?
Come on now.
Hey, and that was a damn good thing. He was like, okay, if women ain't the most, like, you know, the powerfulest thing, well, this truth, hey, you can't do nothing against this truth. But go ahead.
Many also have perished, have erred in sin.
And what?
In sin. For women.
For who?
For women.
So, hey, I'm talking about the men was so, like, pressed over a female that they even sinned against their God, man. So that should tell you, man. But read verse 28.
Verse 28. And now do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him in a Pam, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable.
Well, now that's all I wanted on that. But hey, more of the story, hey, you see what King David did, man.
Verse 30.
Yeah.
It says, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting upon her own head. Guess what, man? You know you couldn't do that, man.
That's Jezebel all day.
Come on, bro. A woman that strong got that much power over you. Guess what? Esther wouldn't dare to go do that. Remember, she was dealing with the king. She couldn't even go in there and speak to him without her being, guess what, having an appointment, man. Or she'd be put to death, whether it's his wife or not.
Right.
It says, and setting upon her own head, she also stroked the king with her left hand. And she slapped him.
Right.
Come on, man. If a woman, come on, bro.
But nah, that's a good read though. That if First Ezra chapter 3 and chapter 4, man.
That's a great read.
Trying to tell you, man. But hey, nevertheless, hey, that's what David sent the man into battle just to get his wife, man. But hey, that's crazy.
He took his wife before he even sent her to battle, bro.
Hey.
But guess what? He did it. Why? Because he knew the law, man.
Right.
He knew, hey, he said, man, this thing that I'm doing right now is going to bring forth death to me.
Yep.
So guess what? Let me try to do the right thing. I can't take her as my wife unless I kill her husband.
Right.
Now she a widow. Now I can take her. But guess what? You already done committed to sin, man.
Right.
You done basically played the Most High God, man. You wanted to kill him so you can make him your wife. That's wicked, man.
Right.
That's wicked as hell, man. Let's jump back down. Let's go back. So we know, go back to 2 Samuel chapter 11, and let's go to 17.
Verse 17.
Yeah.
This is the book of 2 Samuel chapter 11 and verse 17. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab, and there fell some of the people of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite died also.
So guess what? Now he done went and died, man. He done sent them to where all the people was, where it was the hottest battle out, man. They said, this is the hottest out right here. Guess what? He sent him there, and now he died, man. Come on now. That's crazy, man.
Right.
Let's go to verse 26.
Verse 26. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband.
So guess what? Now all she know that the husband just went to the war. Guess what? King David sent them out. Now he's dead, right? Read.
And when the mourning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house.
Man, come on, bro. That's wicked as hell, man. Guess what? He let her mourn for the evening, and then that next morning, hey, go ahead and call her up for me. Read on, now.
And she became his wife.
Come on, bro. You ain't even get this lady more than a day. You just gave her a couple hours.
And he did not prove her.
At all. And he didn't prove her. He didn't. Guess what? It felt good. Guess what? It looked good. He did the do. And that's my wife now. I just killed her husband. Come on now. Read on now.
And bear him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord.
Because that's the thing where it counts the most at, man. Guess what? You can read that whole story, but at the end of the day, it displeased the Lord of what David did, man. We know David was a man after the Lord's heart, but that displeased the Lord right there, man. Guess what? David was still in the same flesh we in today. You don't think he was going to fall for these things, man? Guess what? As much as women we see today that look good, it was women back then that look good too. We know this. Guess what? Israel, man. We a beautiful nation. You don't think we got beautiful women? Nice brothers too. Let's go back. Let's go to 12 and let's go to verse. Let's go to verse 8.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12 and verse 8.
So look, y'all, I don't want to read the whole thing, man, because I don't want to be too long. But it's a parable that Nathan came to David and told him about a poor man having one sheep and about another rich man that had all these sheep and thousands of sheep, right? But he took that poor man's one sheep and wanted to make it his own, right? Read, all right?
Verse 8. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little.
The Most High God said, if that had been, guess what? He said, I gave you the kingdom. Guess what? All the wives and all the things that, guess what, that Saul had, I gave it to you.
Right.
Guess what? I gave you all of Judah and Israel, man. He said, if it had been too little, read on.
I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things.
Man, he said, man, if you wanted more, I could have gave it to you. If you wanted somebody to look like Uriah the Hittite, guess what? She had a cousin.
Right.
She had a sister. But you wanted another man's wife, man. But that's how bad lust is, man. Sometimes the Most High God will put you into a position that you need to be in. But when you try to rush it and you try to do these things, that's when you fall into sin, man. The Most High God will give you the increase spiritually, man, as long as you keep reading, studying, and praying and fasting. The Most High God will give you a husband as long as you read and pray and study and fasting. The Most High God to give you a wife as long as you reading, praying, and studying and fasting, man. You got to appease to the Most High God first before he'll give you any type of increase, man. If not, you're going to displease the Lord and you're finna get what's going to come after, right? Read verse 9.
Verse 9. Wherefore, hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight?
Read.
Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife,
Read.
and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon.
Man, guess what? That's sin on top of sin on top of sin, man. Because guess what? Not just one sin. Because guess what? It said when lust has conceived, guess what? Lust was conceived when he saw upon her the first time. When he seen her. Guess what? Now it kept going. Now he laid with her. Now he sent for the husband to go die. Well, no, first he got her pregnant too. Then he sent for the husband to go die. Then he sent for her to come back to be his own wife, right? Then he heard the parable. Then he said all these things. All of this happened before, right? Read.
Verse 10. Now therefore, the spoil shall never depart from thine house.
Now guess what? Now it's finished. Guess what? All that lust is finished now. Now this is his judgment, man. Read 10 again, my bad.
Now therefore, the sword shall never depart from thine house.
Man, it said the sword. Guess what? All destruction is going to be in your household, man, forever. It's never going to depart, man. Read,
because thou hast despised me.
Because guess what? When you fall into lust, man, whether it be spiritual or physical, you despising the Most High God, man. You saying whatever you done gave me, it ain't enough. I need more. You ain't giving me enough. Come on now. We got to be content with the Most High God has given us at our time, man. Guess what? You probably not meant to be a millionaire. You're not meant to have more than $10,000 at one time. You're not meant to have more than $2,000 at one time. You're not meant to have a wife right now. You're not meant to have a husband right now. Hell, you're not meant to have, guess what? You're not even meant to be right here in this congregation right now. Guess what? Why? Because there's something going on that the Most High God want to continue to prove you and try you by. That way, when this temptation gets sent around again, you can pass that thing, man. Right. These are the things that's why he said, man, you despise me. Because guess what? We go out there on the highways and byways all the time. They talk down about us. They talk about us. They say whatever it is. But you ain't despising us, bro. You despising the Most High God, man. But read on, Doc.
And has taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
Read on.
Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house.
Out of who?
Out of thine own house.
Man, guess what? He said, since you did that, guess what? Your life is going to be a living hell, man. Guess what? It ain't going to be, guess what? You go down the street and you see something. It's going to be people of your own household, man. Your wife finna be out of order now. Your kids finna be out of order now. Guess what? Everything around you, guess what? In David, in his sense, his kingdom is finna be out of order now, man. That's a part of his household, man. Because he was the head of this thing. He said, all of this is finna be out of order, man. Read,
and I will take thy wives before thine eyes.
Man, come on, that's a curse, man. He literally put a curse on David, man. He said, I'm going to take your wives, man. Read.
And give them unto thy neighbor.
Man, come on, man. Come on, man. David wasn't mighty enough to defeat these curses. So what you think you was going to do, man?
No, really.
Come on now. David was one of the mightiest men to ever walk this earth, man. A man fully set after the Lord's heart. And guess what? He couldn't get away from these curses. You think, man, come on, we just earth and ashes at the end of the day. But guess what? You can't get away from these curses. So whenever you fall into this lust, you're going back to the curses, man. Guess what? Whenever you commit spiritual fornication, you're going back to these curses, man. Whatever the case is, whenever you fall away from the Most High God and you're not doing the just thing, you're going back into the curses, man. Read on, huh?
And he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this sun.
Man, come on, man. He said, man, he going to lay with your wives, man, in the sight of all of this, man. It's going to be for the world to see, man. Read, huh?
For thou didst it secretly.
Guess what you think? Hey, you think you did it in secret, right? Didn't nobody see me. My brothers didn't catch me. My sisters didn't catch me. Oh, the officers, guess what? The captains, nobody seen me do it, right? Read.
But I will do this thing before all Israel.
Man, guess what now? Guess what? Now you the billboard of everything. You the face of the congregation now, man. Everybody know what you did. Guess what? The world of Israel know what you did, man. They know you going off now, man. They know you committing horrible spiritual fornication now. They see you over there, man, you dealing with the damn heathen now.
Right.
Come on now your face is before all Israel because you started in secret first. You did little stuff little by little, man. Guess you let these people crept in on the world. You let them come in. You seen them. And guess what? You did it in secret. Now it's manifested to all Israel, man. Right. Read on, Doc.
And before the sun. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord.
But guess what? David repented from these things, man. He said, I have sinned, man. You got to understand your wrongs, right? Read.
I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also hath put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die.
Man, come on now. The Most High God is gracious, man. Guess what? David did all of this. And he said, hey, I'll put away that sin, man. You ain't going to die. But guess what? I'm not going to take away this burden from you yet.
Right.
Guess what? Your household's still finna be out of order. All these things finna go out of order, man. Read verse 14, man.
Verse 14. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord.
Giving great occasion to who?
To the enemies of the Lord.
Man, come on now. Anytime you fall into sin, you giving the occasion to the enemies to prosper, man. You letting these spirits win, man. You letting the world win. Anytime you despise the Most High God, man. Read.
To blaspheme. The child also that is born unto thee shall surely die.
So guess what? The Most High God didn't kill David. He killed his damn son, man. Come on now. He don't got to get you, man. Just because you the one who committed the lust, guess what? He'll get your mama. He'll get your daddy. Guess what? Granny's sick all of a sudden, man. Grandpa's sick all of a sudden. Guess what? Now your wife is just tripping. Guess what? Your children now tripping. Guess what? He don't got to get you. He'll get everything around you, man. He'll get whatever, man. He said lottie-dottie everybody, right? Come on now. But guess what? What happened to King David, man? Guess what? His son slept with his daughter, his own daughter, man. Guess what, man? The 12 tribes, it was a split in the kingdom with that, man. Guess what? The wickedness and lustfulness that he had, it got passed on to his sons now. Solomon was the most freakiest man alive, man. Lusting after everybody. Matter of fact, I'm just going to read that real quick. Let's go to that real quick. 1 Kings 11:1, man. Because guess what? Not only did Solomon commit physical fornication, he ended up committing spiritual fornication, man. Why? Because he gave up on his God, man. When you get there, read that, all right?
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, and verse 1.
Read.
But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Man, guess what? King Solomon was a freaky man. Guess what? King David did it to one woman. Solomon did it to many strange women. He wanted it all, man. He said, I want all of them. He said, my daddy did one. I want to do 10,000, right? Read.
Together with the daughter of Pharaoh.
Man, so he did everybody, man. Read.
Women of the Moabites.
So he got the Africans. He got some Chinese. Read on.
The Ammonites.
Got some Japanese. Read on.
Edomites.
Got some so-called Anglo-Saxons. Read on.
Zidonians.
Zidonians.
Oh, Zidonians.
Some more Africans. Read on.
And the Hittites.
Some more. Read on.
Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely.
For who?
For surely.
Because guess what he said? You shouldn't go into them. They shouldn't go into you, right? We know that's Deuteronomy 7:3 all day, right? Read.
They will turn away your heart after their gods.
Guess what, man? He said, man, if you let these women rule over you, they're going to turn you after their gods, man. That's spiritual fornication on top of the physical fornication, man. Read,
Solomon clave unto these in love.
Come on now. Read.
And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines.
So he had 700 wives and 300 concubines, man. Read,
And his wives turned away his heart.
Guess what? Solomon knew everything. He had wisdom about everything. Guess what? Solomon knew. I can't even stress how much everything is, man. And guess what? He still fell into lust, man. Why? Because we just like men. We in the flesh, man. He let all these strange women, because Solomon was a king too. Solomon had everything. Guess what? He had more than his father, because guess what? He had all wisdom. He knew everything, man. He finished building the Lord's house.
40 years apiece.
Come on now. And still fell into lust, man. That's why it says lust doeth rust the just, man. It's going to decay you and break you down if you let it rule over you, man. Read on, Knock.
Verse 4. For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
Guess what? Solomon done got old. Now, guess what? Now he pimping, man. He said, whatever y'all want to do, let's do it. He said, you want to go after other gods? Let's do it. Read.
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God.
See how that go, man? Man, come on, man. He said, now you ain't perfect with the Lord his God, man. What's perfect, man? Let's get it real quick, man. Go back. Go to Psalms, man, 19. He said his heart wasn't perfect with the Lord Most High no more. Man knew all wisdom. You ain't perfect with the Most High no more. Read, all right?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
Guess what? He wasn't perfect at keeping the laws no more, man. He kind of bent his ways a little bit, man. He said, oh, I don't see that you don't have to let the Edomites in your congregation no more. I'm going to let them come in. I don't see where you can lay with a woman, but you don't got to make her your wife. I can see that a little bit if you bend this scripture a little bit. Guess what? Now you bending, you trimming your ways, man. Now you're not perfect with the Lord, right? Read.
Converting the soul.
Because that's what it's supposed to do. You're not supposed to just read these scriptures and not act upon them, man. You can't just read, thou shalt not commit fornication, thou shalt not commit adultery, and then just let them be in the wind, man. You're supposed to not do it. Read, all right?
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Man, because guess what? That's plain upon tables, man. You know you're not supposed to lay with another man's wife. That's plain. But guess what? When you trim your ways, when lust got you, and you fall away from the Most High God, you do anything, man. You do anything until it finish, and it's going to bring forth death, man. That's what lust to do, man. And we got to fight these things, brothers and sisters. Why? So that you can receive the crown of glory, man. Go back to that. I'll read verse 4 again.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11 and verse 4. For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God.
Read.
As was the heart of David, his father.
Come on now. He said, man, because guess what? David was being perfect. How? Because, hey, he repented. Guess what? He was being that just man. He fell, but he got back up, and he seeked the Lord 10 times harder. Solomon, once he fell off, he said, hey, come on, he just fell off, man. Because watch this. Read verse 6. No, matter of fact, read verse 5.
Verse 5. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians.
So guess what? After he done did his lust and everything he did, guess what? He is that other half of Proverbs 24 and 16. He's the wicked that fell into mischief. Why? He didn't repent from it right then. Guess what? Now he said he went after another god at that time, right? Read.
And after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites.
Amorites.
Amorites?
Yeah, Amorites.
Why I say Ammonites?
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Ammonites. Guess what? He didn't just go after the Zidonians god. He went after the Ammonites god too, right? Read.
And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father.
Come on now. Because guess what? This is after sin. And he said he didn't go fully after the Lord like his father did. His father messed up, but what'd he do? He seeked the Lord 10 times harder, man. Solomon didn't do it, man. He might have start being lukewarm about it. He might have started doing little things here and there. But he never fully set his eyes upon the Most High again. You have to do these things in the truth, brothers and sisters, if you want to make it out. Guess what? The Most High God ain't taking a lukewarm brother nor sister. He's not going to take a brother that's still dealing in lust. He damn sure not going to take a brother who think he know more than you. Guess what? I'll be damn. Hey, God forbid, man. Hey, Lord, will I make it to the wilderness? And I try to tell Christ something. Oh, no, Christ. No, your manure should be a little bit more over this way. I got you, though. Hey, this supposed to be gold. Why is this? Come on, man.
That ain't nothing but the spirit, man. Because I said the exact same thing in my class, man, earlier, man. Like, y'all really got to humble yourselves. And, like, you know, how Ox's class is going into, man. Like, bro, how you going to really tell a king, like, what he can and can't do, or how shit he teach? Well, Christ, I think you should talk to him this way. Like, damn, what you feel, man. Christ gave the word, hey, the Most High God, you know, gave him all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of, like, what should be done and what shouldn't be done, man. He's the master teacher, man, so ain't no getting around that.
And it's crazy how this thing go. We know Christ is our king, man, and we know when he come back, everything gonna be in order. But guess what? We know we kings on this earth, right? But guess what? That's why the Bible show you many kings. Guess what? That's why you got a book called 1st and 2nd Kings. You got all these generations of kings that messed up. You've seen how they messed up, whether it been devising of idols, spiritual fornication. Guess what? Even in David's case, in Solomon's case, physical fornication too. You see these things. That's why the Most High God said, hey, the things I've written aforetime was written for your learning. You see how these kings didn't live right, but you see how some of them repented, some of them didn't. Guess what? You see these things. But guess what? When the true king and the king that's going to be the king of kings, right, when this one right here, hey, I hope you try to be with him, man. Because if not, you're going to get caught in that whirlwind, boy. Where it's going to be a lot of weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. Man, let's get this last precept, man. Let's go to Romans chapter 1, man. You already know. Let's go to verse 24.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, and verse 24.
Bring it out.
Wherefore, God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts.
Through the who?
Through the lust of their own hearts.
Because guess what? The Most High give you up to your own uncleanliness. Anything that your heart desires, if you want to go lust after that, gone. Because now you've been enticed. That's you. Most High God ain't with you no more, man. Because he gave you a way out. Like I said, I keep reiterating. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, man, he going to give you a way out. Right. Guess what? David had a way out. How? Because he sent somebody to go inquire about it, but the dude said, hey, this is Uriah. I mean, this is Bathsheba. Right. Hey, this is somebody's wife. Guess what? He had the way out. Did he take it? No. Come on now. Guess what? Solomon had a way out. Why? Because he heard of the things his father did, man. Come on. He had all the wisdom. He knew all the things that people fell off beforehand. He knew what was going to happen if he did. Did he take the way out? No. But it's up to you, man, to take the way out, man. Seek the kingdom. Take that straight and narrow path, man. Take these snares out your way, man. Take the traps. Take the stumbling blocks out the way. And just be just, man. Read on, Doc.
Verse 24 from the top. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts.
Read.
To dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Because that's all you doing, man. You dishonoring your own damn body between yourselves, man. Because guess what? You know it's a dishonorable thing to have marriage out of order, man. Right. Guess what? To not properly prove brothers and sisters, man. To not properly go through the things to do, man. You dishonoring yourself, man. You a king. That's a princess. You tell me you don't want to properly prove these brothers and sisters in this truth, man? To have a righteous wedding, to have a righteous, so we can have a righteous rehearsal, man. You dishonoring yourself, man. And guess what? You dishonoring yourself, you dishonoring your God, man. Read.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
That's the next thing, man. Who changed the truth of God into a lie? Who said that whatever you think you're doing is okay, man? Who is for you to say that God chosen people ain't God chosen people no more, man? Right. Who for you to say that, guess what? The things that the Most High God wrote about ain't true no more. Right. Man, come on now. Man, who are you to say these things? Read, all right?
And worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
Because guess what? That's what we did, man. We chose to serve these idols, man. Guess what? We chose to serve women. Right. Men, I guess what? Women chose to serve men more than the Most High God, right? Read.
Who is blessed forever. Amen.
Read.
For this cause.
For this cause, though. Read.
God gave them up unto vile affections.
He gave you up unto your own lust, man. Read.
For even the women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Now look at the thing that's going on today, man. With us falling into our own lust. Now we got women wanting to be men. Guess what? We got men wanting to be women. Women changing their natural use. They don't even want to be women no more, man. They don't want to produce. They don't want to be fertile. Guess what? They want to walk around and try to make people fertile, man. How is that going to work?
Right.
Come on now. We don't have the, guess what, scientific? We don't have the organs in order to do these things, right? Read,
And likewise, also the men.
Man, come on now. It started from the women. Now it's to the men now. Read.
Leaving the natural juice of the woman.
Man, come on now, man. It's a revolving door, man. Guess what? You left the lust, man. Guess what? Now, instead of you liking a woman, the Most High God chose your delusion. Now you liking men.
Right.
Read,
Burned in their lust.
What?
Burned in their lust.
Because guess what? Let Usher say, let it burn, man. Because guess what? You burning your lust now, and guess what? It's going to burn a lot hotter than the lake of fire, man. Right. Read on,
Burned in their lust, one toward another. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was met,
man.
Which was meet.
Come on, man. You getting whatever you get now. Guess what? Instead of getting the blessing from the Most High God, you get whatever you put in, man.
Right.
Literally. Whatever you put in, that's what you getting out, man. Whether it been an STD, anything like that. Guess what? Whether it been you putting in all these different types of doctrines, now you bugged out. Whatever you put in now, that's whatever you getting. The Most High God ain't with you no more, man.
Hey, because even with David, David caught an STD too, man.
Yeah. Come on now. Hey. Burned in his lust.
No,
literally. Come on now. Read on, all right?
Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
Gave them over to who?
To a reprobate mind.
Because now you're thinking the things that you doing is right and everybody wrong, man. You can't accept it. Now you can't see it. The vision that you used to have when you was in this truth, you can't see it no more, man. You can't see that, hey, the devil is Esau, man. I ain't gonna go too much into it. You know who it is. Right. Guess what? That the so-called, Israelites of this world, of this Bible, is the Israelites, man. They came over here during 1619 and 1492. Guess what? Even in, we know second Esdras, man, 13 and 40. These are the real Israelites. And we can prove these things. But when you got a reprobated mind, you going against these things now, man. Whatever you say is right. Guess what? Damn, Hitler was black. Right. Come on now. All these things, man. Read on, not
to do those things which are not convenient.
Because it's not a convenient thing to do. Guess what? That's why the Lord, he said convenient because it's easy. What did he say was easy to do? The commandments. Come on, 1 John 5:3, man. Come on, but that's convenient. But when you're going out your way, because it's a lot of hard work to try to defeat an Israelite.
Right.
I know it is. I know Christians, they hate it, man. As soon as they think they got some, Acts 10, I got him. And he was eating pork. Like, you read down. John 3:6, I got him. Damn. Back to the drawing board. Everybody be saved. Damn, they got Revelations 21:12. Damn. Come on. I know it's hard, man. I know it's hard. It's easy to sin. But guess what? It's easy to keep the commandments, man.
Right.
It's easy both ways. Guess what? It's harder to fall. Guess what?